Hello. Um, just got a that's my classic intro. Hello. Yes. Welcome back. A lot has been happening. At the same time, not much is happening. It's one of those things. Expecting a big storm, so I've just come in today to put the plastic back on that far window over there with my lovely new staple hammer, hammer tacker. This thing's amazing. If you have never used one, I urge you to go out and get your hands on one and give it a go. It's just super fun. Check this out. Staple. Cool, huh? So yeah, putting plastic on the window, storm coming in. As is proving kind of the way with this place. It's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. I've had to make things look terrible again to advance the interests of this place. So all of the plaster has come off these walls. Plaster off. Plaster off. Plaster off. Fireplace gone. Plaster off. Over here, plaster off. There's going to be plaster coming off that wall, that one there. And then we'll be good. Got to make a bit of a mess to make things better. I don't know, it would have been nice to have fit all of this stuff in the dumpster that I had. But I'll be getting another dumpster at some point, and in the meantime I'll just bag this stuff up, ready to go. Might even get one sooner just to get rid of this stuff. But yeah, got window people coming out on Monday to measure up, do the final detail measure, and then installation shouldn't be too far behind. So this will be a brand new window. I'm super excited about that big piece of plastic there and the highlight above it. That whole thing, it's just gonna be one big picture window. It's gonna be beautiful. Just one big piece, big double glazed unit sitting right there. It's gonna be nice. And then so rewind. All of this stuff. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking the plaster off these walls because you can see where the insulation is missing. Here, even behind the lath, there's little pockets where the insulation never reached or it's compacted or gone away. So I'm going to re-insulate this entire wall and re-insulate all of this, just patch it up, and then do the vapor barrier, and then I can drywall gyprock over the top and it'll be beautiful. But in the meantime, it's ugly, but that's alright. The ugly duckling becomes a beautiful swan in the end. So we're in the ugly duckling phase, and we all go through it. This is also a problem. If you can see that daylight kind of peeking through there. Water has been getting in through the bricks. It's rotted out the sheathing and the framing. And I think I've shown you downstairs where it's really problematic. Up here it's pretty mild. I'm not going to have to do too much to fix this up. But downstairs there's a fair bit to do. And I'm actually going to get professionals to do it. My mates Steve and Tim, who are guns really. They're really good. They're funny guys. I really like them. So get them to do that. And yeah, I started cleaning up these stairs. These stairs actually don't need too much work. They're rock solid, and once this scungy carpet comes off, they're going to be great. I think I'm going to have to strip the plaster off this wall as well. But that's a later job, I think. And I don't necessarily have to. I'm going to So yeah, it's definitely not at the top of the list. So yeah, the idea is to get this bedroom finished. So this room in here, get it done. Get the living areas, the walls at least, done. Get the electrical roughed in. You can see the little piece of blue tape just there. Boop, there. So I put little pieces of blue tape everywhere that I want an electrical outlet. In some cases there was already one there, but I'm just gonna have to put new ones in and rewire everything. Alex's auntie Liz is an electrician, so I might get her to help me out. Yeah, once I've got these living areas, the kitchen, dining, living, and that one bedroom, kind of neat. Have the new windows in, new walls, maybe even get to painting, and then I can move into a like cleanish space and be making messes elsewhere in the house, but not have it affect my like living conditions too badly. I'm kind of looking forward to living in a construction site, but not with like dust on my pillow or pieces of plaster dropping in my coffee. That's no fun. So we're going to have like a clean zone, and then we can have messy zones. Yep, so that's where we're at. Made a big mess. And oh yeah, another thing. So this lean-to on the back here, which is where the stairs down the back stairs. This whole lean-to is attached to the ground, but the foundations have kind of eroded and it's slipping. So the whole thing's kind of like falling away from the building. It's also been fixed at the top. See this like top plate along that piece of timber running horizontally? That is fixed to the brick, but you can't really do that because this brick is it's just a veneer, it's not structural. So it's actually pulling the brick away from the building. You can kind of see this big gap and how it narrows up there. If you look down here, this is where in the doorway, so we can get so that's the gap in the brick there. And as you go up, it gets wider and wider. So you can kind of see how the brick is sort of being peeled away from the back of the building here, which is not good. So my first like objective is to shore up the foundations, get some jacks and some, I don't know, figure some way of like kind of pushing this lean-to back onto the building as best as I can. And then I'm going to drill holes through this top plate, but all the way through. I'm going to drill holes all the way through to the inside into these studs, and I'm going to have countersunk like carriage bolts in studs that I'll then bolt that top plate to. So I'll actually be pinning it to the structure of the building rather than the brick on the outside, which is really just, it's weird to think about, but the brick on the outside of this building is there just as a siding. It's decorative and it's protective, but it's not structural. All this brick is holding up is itself. It's not designed, the way it's been built, the structural system, this is not meant to hold up anything. Especially something like that where there could be a lateral load, because the only thing holding this brick to the building is the occasional like brick tie that is then nailed through to the sheathing, but they're pulled out with a crowbar. And right now this whole lean-to is acting like a giant crowbar on the back of the house, and it's pulling the brick away. So we've got to fix that up. I just spotted that the other day. So full of surprises, this place. Never fails to give you a little something new, you know. Spend enough time wandering around, smoke a little doobie, drink a couple of beers, ponder, and all of a sudden you notice something that you didn't notice before. It's quite exciting. They're all like perfectly manageable problems, and for a building that's over 100 years old, I think it's 105, years old, built in 1915. It's to be expected. Still rock solid. I mean, this lean-to and this brick problem might not be a real problem for like another 10 years. Who knows? But yeah, like with everything else in this place, I don't want it getting any worse. So we'll jump on that. Oh man, it's going to be so fun when I can move in here and like just be plugging away constantly. At the moment, it's sort of logistically fraught. Living down the road, every time I come here, it has to be like a little mission. I mean, it's a short drive, and I'm actually going to take you on the drive because it's an interesting drive, and I think you might like it at some point. But yeah, it just requires like motivation to like get my work clothes on, leave the house, come down here, figure out what I'm going to do, and then I usually get distracted by something, and I don't know, it's just it'll be good to be here all the time. This is all my new timber. That's for reframing the bathroom floor and doing some other bits and bobs. Yeah, my plumber, it's not going to work out. He's turning out to be really flaky, so I'm getting someone else to help. He did help me do this much, and I'm really grateful for it, and I still probably owe him a few hours of like plaster repair work. We were doing a work trade thing, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's just there just needs to be money involved so that you can so that people are incentivized to get stuff done. If it's just a work trade thing, then everyone feels like they can just take their sweet time, and it's like, no, it's still work that needs to be done. Like I'm entering into an agreement for a reason. But whatever. Anyway, I'm going to leave you here.